Why? Oh, there it goes. Maybe. Yeah. Thunkers. You did make it first. Welcome back. How you doing? How's life? How's things? What was I doing? There we go. I was waiting for things to stream in. While we are waiting for things to stream in, why don't we get our files up and going? Because I have to get a copy of Nari's rover. I want to get a copy. Well, I have a copy of my rover, but I need to MESify, make it MES ready, and then get a copy of the new one. So we'll see how that goes. But how are you doing? How's the thunkers? We need to open that. No, don't go away. Actually, this is kind of god awful. Why do I do this to myself? That can go away. There. Now you guys can see what I see. Stop it. You are. Nice. Yeah. What kind of work do you do? Feel free to not answer that, but I'm just curious. Oh, that's why this looks like this. This is the drop containers SBC from the actual game files. Right? We were thinking about making our own unknown signals. Still probably could, actually. Maybe we'll do that one day. I'll show you guys how. It's not hard. There's just really no purpose to it. That, and I think you have to have specific blocks named and all that stuff. I don't want modular encounters. Are we done streaming already? Thank you.
Fuel critical.
Why? Whoa. Why? Oh, we're on speakers for some reason. That's why. Go away. No, I was asking what you do for work. Feel free to not answer that. I was just curious. Where am I? I'm very... I know where I'm at. Let me, open this. And then we have the bay come down. Ooh, I guess that is a little too big. That sounds like an Eisenbahn. But we were on that. That's why I was weird. First off. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Let's see. It's up here. Speaking of unknown signals, let's go see if this one works real quick. I wonder... We're gonna have to go through that mess of ships and stuff down there and see what all we want to do. I want to get rovers as something we're doing today. Is this just the leftover GPS or... Oh no, you're actually here. You're just stuck in the air. Well, that's weird. He didn't do anything, though. I didn't find anything. Can I just keep hitting the button? I can. Wait, what about the cargo? Yeah, it's buggy. You may disappear. No, but I want to get... I want us, English phonic. Jesus. Alright, Thunkers, have a good one. But I want to get rovers as being a thing. So we got a few things to do before we can attempt ours. That reminds me, I have to make that thing fly. And that thing. Actually, I think this thing does. I think it skids across the ground. And that would be kind of funny to have that coming after you. Yeah. Anyway, I hope is this thing's wheels on? Yeah, it's got a propulsion override of 20%. Okay. Well, let's turn all of those to 0.
Fuel critical.
And then it has a remote and all the other stuff. What is this thing called? Mech Light Fueling Truck. Okay. Fair enough. Blueprint. I can live with that. This thing is a giant skidder as well. A little more broken than the other ones. I believe that's it. But we can also bring in the Scorpion. Because it is all vanilla as well. Oh, this is when event controllers came out. I remember that. This is all the AI stuff. Okay. And I have cargo access there. Yeah, and that turret gets wrecked a lot of times. I wonder if we can change that though. Because there really... yeah, really isn't much that would fit in that spot without like a major overhaul anyway. Or no, I guess we could. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Because our cargo stuff... dun dun dun... where's it at? This thing. We can just put one of those on. Right? Yeah, because the Gatling turret type 2 uses... well, let's do something with a little smaller body, I guess. But you use small points. So, yeah, we can use an autocannon turret. Okay. So do that. Let's put a converter on. Same color, please. And then we'll put an autocannon turret there. And then we do have the reactors, but nothing in them. How full is this thing's battery? Uh, 17 hours? That's plenty. I forgot it's got a crap ton of them. Alright, so we will change that to, yeah, NPC, RNE, Scorpion. Even the stuff I can't see. Let's change that. There we go. That works. Whoever captures this thing is gonna have a hell of a time figuring out how to drive it. I forgot. I have a lot of controls on this. Okay, so we need to put a remote somewhere. Dun, 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 dun. I also need a remote. I don't know where I can put it. Oh yeah, I do.
Howdy.
That sounds like a Nari.
Seems to be. Results are still out.
Ah, that makes sense.
So, did you put brain on this? Or are you just pasting it in?
Did I do what?
Fuel low.
Pillow. I did what?
Fuel.
Did you put a rover brain in that, or are you just posting it in as is?
I have only put a remote control in it. I have not done anything else. But I figured I have a remote control. Does this thing have an antenna? I don't know if I ever put one on it. I did not. Okay. Well, we need to do that too. Do I not have one on my hotbar anywhere? What is this blasphemy? And Just grab this. There we go. Now, I don't know. Let's just blueprint it. See what happens. And then we got your other one. I don't think Nakor had one over here. No.
He didn't.
But I think Eisen has one.
He's got the mule on the base, yeah.
That's where it was. I was gonna say, I know he had a small grid one.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
It
see a
also
couple of them, okay.
looks dead. Yeah, power's on. What is he using for batteries? A crap ton of small batteries?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, I guess. Reactor time.
Fuel critical.
And I'll come back for this. Let's do that one.
Pink, so we take it off.
Huh?
Paint it Bob pink, so remember to take it off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Boop.
Is it on reset time?
Is it?
Moving
I don't know. Now that I think about it, why?
Because it is not letting me join. It's not even into the password screen. It's just constantly trying to join the world.
No, I'm still in it, so.
Yeah. I didn't know if it might be close to reset and the server was acting funny.
There we go.
Fuel critical.
I know I'm gonna hop out to get Wheel Thieves on a personal save and try to yoink them.
Oh, in that case, you don't need a rover. We'll bring it.
Well, I'm just trying to see how it's done, really, because I
Right.
don't know. So,
Well, no, I mean, I've tore apart thousands of Tire Thieves vehicles. They don't
Yeah.
have a rover brain in them.
oh
Not the
really?
one I built. Yeah. They have just a AI, just a remote control in. Just like a normal MES mod. So,
Oh, and MES controls the rovers.
yeah. I mean, they do have their tires set to override so that they drive, but
But is it the remote
I-
that's doing that, or is that how they're set by default?
oh no, the cars are set up with drive override, so the wheels turn. The remote handles the turning to engage in a fight and hunting you down and stuff like that.
Ah,
I duplicated all of that in with my brain, the rover brain I built,
yeah.
to do basically the same thing. Because I don't know how to make a regular remote control drive a rover.
Do I not have Tire Thieves?
Uh,
Or is it called something else?
it's Wasteland Tire Thieves, yeah.
Wasteland
But
Tire
you
Thieves.
said you
Okay.
were going to delete the old version and download the new one.
Yeah. I have rover encounters in Wasteland Encounters V2.
Fire Thieves Rover Encounters, that should be the right one.
Okay, so it is already in
Switched
there.
them.
Yeah. I have it already. Cool. I believe that should be it then. We'll just grab that. Should be good to go. Somewhat, some way. Kinda, possibly.
It now shows you are not in this. Oh, that's right, you just jumped out of the server.
This is true. That happened.
Now it shows you're not in the server because you're not.
Yep. Here's the thing.
So do you want to make the rovers their own faction? Or were you thinking mixed fleets of rovers and ships and all three factions having similar stuff?
I think it'd be cool to have all the factions have like mixed fleets.
Okay.
I mean, it makes it more complicated, but I think it'd be maybe more realistic. Maybe
once you get one fleet done, they should all be the same, right?
yeah, you
If
just
you're
kind
going
of
to be doing all the ships and all the fleets.
yeah. At that point, you just swap ships and files.
Yeah.
Plus, I was thinking about doing a community build for the other two or however many factions.
So, rebel allies of the Roman, or allies of the Ronin Empire.
Yeah.
The community builds.
Community builds, I think, will be allied towards the player, or at least neutral.
Yeah. I guess they'd be rebels allies.
Yeah. Yeah, at least neutral. And then Empire for sure, enemy. And then you can make the other ones. Well,
To check the factions at war.
Even-
But,
yeah. Even the Ronin Empire, though, I want to start as neutral because you can go in and use their.
stores.
Yeah.
And it's not letting me the order at all.
Restart SE.
Try it, but I mean,
Just not doing it.
see if I can just server. Oh, did you fix the unknown signals?
I did not. Not in the community one.
No energy.
Alright. Let me spawn in your rover. This one I want to do in space.
Yeah, because it's already driving, so got
Yeah.
full brain in it.
Yeah, I had to turn the wheels off to clone it, but I can turn them back to the 20%. Oops, no. Not moving. There we go.
Just
Wheels. Propulsion override 20. Oh, point two.
I remember half of them are forward and half of them are backwards.
Yeah. They're half forward, half backwards?
Yeah, like all the ones on the left side are backwards, and all the ones on the right side are forwards.
Even if
otherwise it just spins in a circle. I don't know why, but yeah, one side has to be forward, the other side has to be backwards. I think it's left and right, left and backwards, but I can't remember.
I'll check which way the wheels are spinning. Yeah, the right's spinning backwards.
Reversing it.
Huh. Awkward. Yeah. I guess so. That's weird.
Yes, it is. Because you would think of them being left and right, they would work in two different directions, but
Right.
they do not.
Well, fair enough.
Fuel
Alright.
critical.
And that one should be good. I'm going to copy that. F11. Export clipboard to file. And then I might as well just do the Scorpion while I'm up here, because I have to do its wheels too.
And
I don't-
overtire on it.
Yeah, I don't have the like full brain that you do. I just have a remote, so
Well, if you can pull the code from the tire thieves, you won't need the brain. You just need the remote. So,
just oh god.
you had started to lost some pace.
I guess. Let's try that again.
Why don't you move out of parking lot there so you have a little bit of room?
I wanted everything close by. I did this to myself. There we go. Now you're not killing yourself. Your piston's just trying to kill you. It's fine. Wheels. Show. Left, 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 right, right, right. Okay. So left goes positive 20. And right goes negative.
Yeah, I simply cannot get into the server tonight.
I wonder
And yeah,
why.
I did try restarting, so.
I wonder why that is. I got it pretty good.
It's not giving me any error messages, it's just looping trying to join. It doesn't even get me to the first screen.
Let me check really quick. MES World. I'll just restart the server really quick and see what happens, because I can see you trying to join all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Da-na-na. It is shutting down. Took a minute to shut down too. Just weird. And then let's just start it up. Oh, Paint Gun has the ability to paint unfinished blocks.
Since when?
I don't know. Apparently, it's a setting.
Oh, okay.
Replace paint survival, false. Paint unfinished blocks, false. Require ammo, paint speed multiplier. To be fair, I didn't even know Paint Gun had settings. Okay, should be up and ready.
I didn't either, but I guess you could remove the ammo since this is a creative server.
Yeah. Have to remind me to do that. See if it lets you.
Excuse me.
Nari attempt, solar validate author ticket. World request received.
Looks like it's working just fine this time. So.
Probably just needed to restart. Should be good. Alright. Sorry, chat. I know I've showed the server before, but minimally is possible. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to find Wasteland Tire Thieves. Do we know what its mod ID is?
I know for you.
To be fair, I guess I could find it pretty easily too. Okay. Workshop.
Mod ID is 346603
3466.
I got it fast for you.
No, you're good.
That's
34660342.
61.
61.
That's the new one by Ruhars. The re-upload.
Gotcha. So it's not in the cache. Contents. Not contents. Workshop. Copy, please. And paste. Nice. While I'm here, I guess I can go to export, and we can grab that one, and I'm glad this stuff is in order. Did I not get... Oh, no, because its wheels aren't done yet. Wheels. I swear I just did the wheels. Yeah, 20. 20. But the wheels ain't spin. Oh, that's why.
Turn them off.
I had the parking brake on. That apparently is a problem as well.
Yep.
Export to clipboard. Beautiful. Now we should have the Scorpion. Copy. Let's make this one. Nope, I want that. So mods. Empire MES. Spawning. Prefabs. New folder. Rover. Paste. Cool. That should be good. Alright, so let's get out of this. And we should be able to hopefully see how Tire Thieves does all their stuff. Add folder. Thank you. Oh, he actually has a document for description. Show off. Okay, so he just has a bunch of prefabs in a folder. It's fair. Spawn groups. I'm guessing this is his loot table. Yeah. Factions. Dereliction.
They now have wrecks in the Wasteland Tire Thieves mod.
Ah.
So you'll occasionally find a car that just has no wheels. It's just out in the desert. Those would probably be the derelict ships.
Gotcha, yeah, he's changing the integrities of them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Correct. Some of the cars, it's hard to tell. They have a lot of unwelded blocks on them because there's a post-apocalyptic cars, so lots of rust and lots of partially welded blocks.
Hmm. That makes sense. Let's see. Have you come across his assault rovers?
Yeah.
Ooh. What kind of... Are they like merciless or...
Fairly so. I mean, they'll head for you and then circle around you, firing at you with the turret. So, I mean, it's usually a single autocannon turret, so they're not terrible, like something with maybe
Gotcha.
Gatling guns or something on it. If they're light vehicles, yeah, they'll come toward you and then start circling around you.
Okay. So he's got the generic chat with it.
Take ciders, yeah. Fresh meat.
Yeah. Use static guns, false. Use turrets, true.
The assault rovers? I mean, I've had some of them that have used the static guns.
If you're in front of them, they might, but it doesn't look like they're gonna go out of their way to use it.
Gotcha.
Or at least that one won't, anyway. Yeah, here's one that will. His subtype IDs are long.
I have 4 center.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, when you get to him, see if there's some sort of special code he has for small grid stations. Because I know how to hack around it using an ancient blueprint from when it was still legal to mount small blocks into voxels. But,
You mean as far as, like, spawning things?
Well, I guess. I mean, he's got a couple of bases in there. One of which, do you remember the Thunderhawk that I was using as the front part of the semi for my mobile command unit?
Yeah.
Semi with the large grid conversion in the back. He's got a base that is made out of that is sunk in the ground. So.
Do you remember the name of the base?
I think it's the Thunderhawk base.
The base runner.
That's his large grid base. So.
Thunderhog Wreck.
Yeah, Thunderhawk Wreck would be what it is.
Nothing in particular, looks like.
Huh. Maybe
he calls it a planet. He calls it a planetary installation in here, which I don't think means anything, just spawn wise.
Manipulation.
But the only thing I see is he raises it.
Yeah, that's normal building, so that it's. So,
but maybe
he does have a group called WTT Outpost Manipulation too. So maybe his group has something special in it.
Maybe. Let's see. We can close that. His manipulations. I got something in my eyeball. I don't like it. Possibly down here. That's Assault Rovers. Wreck. Outpost Manipulation 2. No, nothing special about it.
Maybe he just hacked them together using that same method then.
I would assume so, because you might be able to just spot a small grid into the voxels by doing the that spot in the spawn group.
But normally you can't paste a small grid into voxels using creative commands, but maybe MES handles the spawning a little differently. But I mean, there is a way of building small grids into voxels.
Yeah.
If you have an old blueprint from before they changed it, you're still allowed to place those blueprints in the world. So you just take an old blueprint and
spawn
then
it in and build
spawn
off
it
of
in
it.
and then just build off of it, delete everything you don't need. Usually like down to the stick or something that's sticking in the ground, and then build everything off of that.
Which might be what he did.
It might be.
That's the only thing I can think of, because that would make sense on why he has it raised up 3 instead of down. Because if he spawned like an actual outpost that's got the stilts on it,
Yeah.
he would have been down at ground level, which is about 3.5.
Well, the raising is in meters, though. So 3.5
Well, yeah, it's meters, but if it's
would be a block and a half.
but it's based off of, I think, either the remote or like the center of the grid. So if it's a base that's on stilts and it's a couple blocks raised off the ground, well, couple blocks distance raised off the ground.
Yeah, but it's a couple of small blocks raised off the ground.
Right, but it's still in meters.
Right, but a small grid block is half a meter. So
Yeah.
that would be
7 meters or 7 blocks.
Yeah. And they're not that tall off the ground usually, but
No, not normally.
so maybe counting for hills and stuff, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Okay, so we have to keep open that one. And then we have to go into Ronin, prefabs. That's the wrong one. Remove folder from workspace. We want this one. Spawn groups. New file. We want spawn groups, rovers dot SBC. And then what I'm gonna do is grab, say, his assault rovers. Go from here to here. You come down here. We have prefab spawn group. Kind of like that. That should be good. Okay. So now I gotta look at ours again. Okay. No, our spawn group stuff to remember how I named it.
Ah.
And what was the name of your thing? Mech light fuel. Then we grab that. Put it there. And then we will have to do manipulations. We'll just do a new one. Salt rovers. And then we can do yeah. My object builder. Which I believe that what all of ours were. Yes. And then we will do ID. Type ID. Inventory. Oops. This is MES manipulation. Duh. What? Go away. Alright, so let's take a look at your manipulation. See what all you have. So this, honestly, I can just take I don't need to skin random blocks, so I'm not worried about all that stuff. We can do this. And then the rest of these.
Lucas has an actual paint randomizer.
He has a what?
Dude skin. Lucas has a tool for MES that is randomizes the paint colors.
Yeah.
On. So I don't know if that's the same function that's being called there in the rusted skin.
Yeah.
Radios.
So Lucas does have basically what he has here is I forget who did Tire Thieves, but what they did
Originally,
here,
Void.
that's what it was, yeah. So what he did was he basically randomized different blocks, and then he told it what to randomize those blocks paint color or paint texture, I should say. And then his min and max for how many blocks to do, and then the random block texture for rusty armor, min max for how many, yada yada. And then he also reduced the build state of some of his blocks, and the min max for those. He's disabling the survival kit, and then a couple other things like using block replacer, heavy to light armor, stuff like that. So
taking off the survival kit might be a good idea in general. Most, I don't know if we've been doing that so far, but yeah,
no.
MES generally doesn't come with an active medical bay or survival kit. It's always turned off.
Right. Denton, hi, how you doing? And yes, I will talk through it. Sorry, I kind of get lost in thought trying to figure out if I want some of these or not. Because what I'm doing is, as I'm learning MES, right, I'm not going to memorize all of these tags overnight or just even while doing this. So what we're doing is we have pretty much a bunch of different MES mods already in
the wild and the environment.
Yeah, move it. Yeah, so we have like Ember, Reavers, Assert Bunkers, Incon, and Tire Thieves that I'm kind of using as reference. And right now we're working on Rovers to put in our mod. So I wanted to see how Tire Thieves did theirs. And the way he's doing it is he's changing his rovers. I'd like to see the original blueprint of these if he's doing this much to them.
He does have a collection listed of
Hello,
the
motherfucker.
rovers.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
So I mean, we could find some of the blueprints that he's used.
It'd just be more for interest than anything else. Just to see what they looked like originally. Because, yeah, he's having build states be changed. He's having paint textures changed. Stuff like that. I think so, Denton. And yes, I am kind of yoinking those and putting them in our own. But I also am kind of figuring out why he's using these. And then what he's doing with them and why he's using them that way. So I'm not just yoinking them, moving to the next one, being like, oh yeah, I'll just use this and I'll make the exact same thing he has. No, I like to learn why he's doing this, and then pick the stuff that I want to use, and then figure out how those work. Um, at least for me, that's the best way to learn how to do it. So right now, what we're doing is I I started with just that first rover, right? Um, of the mod one, not ours. And I'm gonna go down through here, and I'm gonna see if there's anything in particular that's different throughout them, because there has to be. Otherwise, he wouldn't make multiple manipulations for him. But it might just be a matter of like the build state differences and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because one of the common cars that he has in there is the CUDA, CUDA, which is originally done by Siberian Industries. As the guy's group of them. I
right.
can post a picture of it here.
Oh yeah,
But-
you went live, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, let me
Right.
let me
fiddling around with a.
let me pull you up so they can see what you're doing.
So, but that's what the CUDA looks like originally. But when you see it, it's all browned out and rusted and
oh yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, that's where his skin and stuff manipulation going on.
Gotcha. Dun dun dun. This one. There you go. Now you guys can see him. He might cover the folder a little bit, but we can just do this. Denton, I know jack about code, but this plus Chat GPT makes me want to try and make a mod soon. So, you don't necessarily have to know much about code. It definitely helps, because then if I dig deep enough, I can go straight into modular encounters itself, and just start looking at all this shit. And actually, that's not a very good example. His scripts might help, because he's got like the APIs and stuff like that. But as you can see, it's C#, and if you know how to read it at least, or kind of know how to work your way through it, it definitely helps. We can get out of that. I don't need it. But you don't necessarily have to know how to code to mod in Space Engineers. Hell, I'm pretty sure the guys who make like the different parts and stuff don't do much coding. They're more modelers than anything. If you do 3D modeling, you can do a lot of it too. I got a text from the wifey. What did she want? Give me like 2 minutes. We'll watch Nari do his thing real quick. I gotta step away for a second.
Okay.
No, did not mean to do that. But you guys can watch him. Be right back.
Good. So, yeah, I am just building basically a strong unknown signal chaser. So, just a very small jump capable ship that I can use to go hunt down unknowns and maybe use as a scout. Who knows? Probably have. No. Probably have X. How much? Here. Jump drive. Side is easier. Oh, from there. Oh, what do you know? There's a on the planet. I'm not going that way. 6 doesn't need because it's just a light little scout to go get unknown signals. And I guess that would be a good place to put the connector so it can refuel.
Alright, I'm back. Oh,
Welcome
God, I
back.
just slammed my chair into my desk. That's not good.
Nope.
Don't do that. Alright.
Oh,
What did old Denton say? I was actually looking at how to pull a SE craft file into Blender, then pull it into Unreal to see if I could animate and light it. But at that point, SE is just a Lego version of Blender. To be fair, it kind of is. I mean, it's pixelated. It's all, well, pixelated, voxel, whatever you want to call it. All the blocks are very pointy. So when you bring it into Blender, it does look very weird.
yeah.
But there
It
is...
would probably be easier to rebuild it in Blender.
It honestly probably would be. Because in Blender, I know you can make like prefab shapes almost.
Mm-hmm.
You basically make a shape of a block, and then you can just copy that, or extend it, or widen it, whatever you want to do. But I want his assault rovers. He has spawn conditions. That's not what I want. I want his manipulations. That's what I was looking at originally. Do some of his rovers have thrusters on them?
Not many anymore.
Did some of them
originally
used
they
to?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes
So-
sense.
because in the early days, they were basically just ships that were flying at ground height that had wheels on them.
Ah, okay.
So, but he has improved since then, and now they are actual rovers.
Okay, so I'll get rid of the thruster thing. Well, let's look down here. Does he have... yeah. He has thrusters still on those ones anyway. On his assault rovers. What about...
He probably never took it out just to make sure that it didn't break.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Unless he has, like, hydrogen thrusters with no hydrogen.
He did sometimes.
That would make sense.
And some of the vehicles still have them because he never removed them.
Okay. Now, he's got a gyroscope multiplier in here.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's more to steer?
Yes.
Okay. Because, I mean, it's only set to 1, but I don't know if it allows them to steer without it if it's not in there.
Well, the new ones, it doesn't need it. The old ones do. Because the old ones were absolutely, totally over gyro. So that you could just flip the vehicle around by just applying the gyros. Because that's what MES worked off of, was the gyros. The newer rovers he's made, the ones that will circle around you and attack you,
Yeah?
I don't think that does that anymore. But I'm not entirely sure. Because they keep shooting you right. They're not as easy to sneak up on and disable when they're circling around you and firing at you.
Gotcha. So let me copy this one down into here. And we want my Scorpion. I don't want your actual file. I want your name. Thank you.
You still have my screen real big, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw that. Let's put it like that. There we go. Now you take up, like, kind of that whole corner of my screen.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah. Fits almost right above the file explorer. Nice. Now I have a spot just for Nari. Can feel special. Okay, so I'm gonna put my Scorpion in there, and then spawn group we're gonna change to.
Hold on a second. Your Scorpion isn't armed, right?
It is.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's got a single turret on the top.
And you're gonna use the assault rover, just that.
Yeah.
Or just the regular rover.
I'm gonna use the assault rover manipulation for him. Which I have to change the name of these because it is not that anymore. It is this one. Which that's what he used, right? Yeah. So we're gonna change it to Ronin manipulation assault rovers.
Antenna.
No, stop it. And then he has spawn conditions for each one of them too.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if we necessarily need the spawn conditions.
Isn't it the threat score?
It can include the threat score. Oh, I guess, yeah. Min gravity half, max gravity 1.3, force static false, yada yada. Okay.
Yeah, so that you don't spawn a river in space.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
It would be kind of hilarious. Like, how do you get here?
It would be. Really would be.
Oh, like,
Yeah. Yeah, because he has melee rover spawn conditions, which is atmospheric cargo ship. True. So that means it only spawns on planet. Failed drone spawn resets player time. True. That's fine. Custom pass start altitude is fine. Faction owner we can change in another spot. I believe. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, because didn't we have it as the station part? Yeah. Faction owner Ronin. Yeah, I would just put it in there. And then same thing down here. And I separated those because this part basically just tells modular encounters that this is a spawn group. So all of these are kind of the tags associated with it. This just tells modular encounters it is. So I put a space in there just to keep them separate. And then we go to manipulations. What do we have here? This is his spawn group for assault rovers. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, that's basically the same thing I just did. Okay, so spawn conditions, profiles, melee rover spawn conditions. We can get rid of that. If we bring up his spawn conditions, go down to melee rover spawn conditions, atmospheric cargo ship, yes. Force static grid false, skip air density check true, because you're just spawning above the ground. Ignore combat phase true, use threat level check true. Yeah, because he's got defense rovers too, so. Oh, what's he doing there? Admin spawn on the... Oh, so the defense rovers can only be spawned by admins.
They're drones, yeah. They spawn around the transport.
Gotcha. I'm guessing those are just regular rovers.
Yeah, they're just regular assault rovers. Like, he'll have a troop transport and have a CUDA and a... what's the other one? It's not the Dover. Something that's Duster. We'll have like a CUDA and a Duster spawn as assault rovers, which will peel off of the transport and come and hunt you down.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
That
they
makes
work
sense.
just like drones.
Got it. So if we do... I guess we could add it as a different folder, but what does... I know Reavers has spawn conditions, I think.
I think Reavers only have spawn conditions of, is it possible to spawn here and what's your threat level? Because I mean, at this point they're getting to be really ancient.
Yeah.
So I would
Does
expect their spawn conditions are very complicated.
it doesn't look like
Like spawn conditions?
yeah, it doesn't look like Assert Bunkers has spawn conditions. I mean, besides being in space or being on planet. But what about Incon? Do they have conditions? Mainly, I'm just okay. So yeah, they do have a different folder that they can put different ones in. Fair enough.
But that's just boss conditions, right?
Right, but Tire Thieves has spawn conditions in the spawn groups folder. So I'm guessing as long as the name of the file has conditions in it,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. So, because we can do manipulations, prefabs, spawn groups, and then spawn conditions in a folder. So if we do new folder, spawn conditions, and do new file, if we do not river, rover SVC. Cool. Now, if we go to his spawn conditions, I want that first one. And then that should lead down to, yes, this one. Because now we can play with spawn condition names. Ronin rover spawn conditions. Was it under his manipulations? Yes. Okay. So let's do that spawn group. We have our spawn group rover. Change melee to Ronin. Why is that melee? Oh, because I just copied it. That's fine. We can actually get rid of that because we put that. Didn't we just put that? Yeah, up at the top. Thought so. Cool, so now we have Ronin rover spawn conditions. Atmospheric ship true. Dun, 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 dun. want you down there. I want you up here. Which... Okay, so that one he's got admin only. Which I think that's really it. I mean, I can add the threat score watch. I forget what the threat score would be, but...
I thought the levels was like below 1500, 1500 to 5000, and then above 5000. I don't remember exactly. I think you can modify it.
Yeah, something like that. I just forget where. I know Reavers was the one I was looking at for that. Is it under conditions that they put it? That's his positioning. Yeah, okay. So use threat level check true, threat level check range 10,000, threat score minimum 999. So we could put a threat score level on these, but I'm not sure what we would want it as. Because we haven't done anything yet.
Well, I thought you were putting them in some of the bunkers. The stores and stuff is spawning at a low threat level.
I was going to. Yeah, I just haven't done it yet. I think that's probably going to be like the last thing, because we're going to have to go through like everything we have and see what it should be.
Well, I thought you were going to drop them into a world with just MES and then check what your threat level was with the models.
Yeah.
As a general idea. I mean, you don't have to do it for everything. A lot of my ships are all the same size.
Yeah.
But like do it for like the handful of small grids that we have, the handful of small large grids, and then the large grids. And then we know the judgment is at the top of the heap, and that's the boss encounter.
Yeah.
The judgment and the huntsman.
If it ever gets rebuilt.
Yeah.
I'll get to it eventually.
I'm going to be okay for a minute. I need to swap out my printer stuff.
You're good. Alright, so... he also has the defense rovers skipping grid spawn checks. What is that, I wonder? So let's pull up there, you guys can see that one. Game stuff, SE modding, modular encounters. Yeah, you can see it there. Okay. So let's look for skip grid spawn checks. I think I have an idea of what it is. I just want to make sure. That's him checking for it. This is the one I want. Skip grid spawns. Skip Grid collision checks that are done before the encounter is spawned. Okay. Not exactly what I thought, but close. Okay. Wonder why he's got it only on his defense rovers, though. It's very weird. There we go. So in theory, MES blah blah blah, MES manipulation for rival AI is handled by MES itself. We have our manipulation profile and we have our spawn condition profile. Now we just need the behaviors, I believe. That is generic parts, that's rovers, and target profiles. Okay. So let's make a new file. Behavior rover.svc. And then let's go up here. Yeah, see, he's got a lot here. Why? Escort, cargo ship, strike, strike, strike. Horse fighter. Why does he have so many? What are you doing? So his target profile is in here as well, so we would have to do that. Dun, 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 dun. So let's find this, because if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be in the same file. Yes. All the way down here. Okay. So let's grab. Stop it. Down to entity component. Down to there. And then we need to rename Well, I don't know. We might leave this alone. Because Control C, Control V. That's under Tire Thieves. That's behavior spawn groups. Yeah. That's what I thought. So if we go into our spawn group, it is right here. Defense drone.
Okay.
Welcome back. Yeah, they're all different stuff. Okay, I get it. So let's just change this to Ronin Rover. And then we can do the same thing down here. And then if we go into our behavior, should be that.
Screen's backwards again. I thought you fixed that.
What's that?
My screen is backwards again.
Is it?
Look at the text.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't see it that well from my side. It's on a tiny screen.
Yeah,
There you go. Problem solved. Don't worry, guys. I fixed it. It's fine. The thing. Okay. So we have that part done. We also need our target data. Which okay, yeah, even Reavers has it under behaviors. Yeah, okay. So if we do under hours, what are you saying is wrong?
MES is blurring out.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I didn't do the
Spawn group or the addition?
the closing. There you go. Now you stop yelling at me. Good. So we have Ronin rover behavior strike long range. And then we have the Ronin rover behavior strike long range. How do you fix MES spawner / error could not load action profile from trigger errors? I guess it depends on what you're trying to spawn in. And hello, TK. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, it depends on what you're trying to spawn in. Because if it's like a ship or a cargo ship, we would have to see what kind of trigger it's looking for. And it also depends on if you're running on a server or your own system, like as a mod, because servers might have a different issue than on your own PC. I'm not doing too bad. We're just buttoning up, getting our rover stuff together. So we have our rover behavior. What was I just doing for it? Target profile. That's what it was. System. Okay. Do you know which MES mod is giving you the error? Oh, we know. We'll be here. Behavior. This will be our rover target profile. Actually, do target profile have to be one word? No. Doesn't look like it. Just has to have target profiles. Right. Where'd it go? There it is. Cool. What was that? There it is. .spc. So let's get this. Let's go up here. I want to see what their target profile has and probably kind of somewhat grab some of it. That's not what I want. I want the Tire Thieves target profile. Got the XML version. Honestly, I'm just gonna kind of take this whole thing because it's pretty much everything I want.
The target profile, I mean, should be fairly standard.
Yeah. Because it uses custom targeting, targets the grid, use target refresh, yes. Time until next refresh, 15. Time until next evaluation, 10. Max distance is 5 kilometers. Max existing target distance, 5 kilometers. Get target by closest distance, has to match all filters of relation, outside safe zone. Target value, player controlled and powered. The relation has to be an enemy, and the min target value has to be 20. And prioritize player controlled true. I mean, that's pretty much what we're looking for. I mean, the only thing that changes between these two is the max distance. Not sure exactly which one does this one. Oh, what's different about the enemy players one? IMDC action spawn control heavy space. Asgard large defense station. Those are the spawns.
That's the new, yes.
It's the new one. I was gonna say I don't recognize any of those.
So
IMDC is a default faction, isn't it?
No, it's one of the NBC factions in a couple of different MES mods, but it's recently split off into its own mod.
Okay.
So, spawn control heavy space.
You usually go into Alt F10 and remove them. So are they actually spawning then? Like, are the grids there? They're just, like, spawning in the ground or something like that? Because I noticed a couple of those are stations. Because if they're stations and they're just spawning... Asgard has drones and Helios is Merc faction. Okay. They are both huge. What planet are you on?
That should be the defense. Defensive, right? The action profile for trigger should be the defense AI block going off and trying to spawn drones. I think.
They spawn in the middle of nowhere. Well, yeah, if they're huge bases, they're gonna find the flattest point around. And especially if you're on like Earth-like or Alien Green Station playthrough. So there's space stations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could not load action profile from trigger. I wonder... You don't play on planets at all. That's fair. Some people don't. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can help you out here. I want that. Oh, sweet Jesus. So... let's take a look. Completely green to errors. So I'm just taking a quick look. I won't dig too deep into it because, yeah, it would take a little bit without knowing the mod itself. But This is his actions. White space, custom data. There's this type, use trigger, inside antenna name, target distance, min cooldown. So it's under his actions tab, if that's the error that you're getting. At least I think so. Yes. If it doesn't have action, or if it didn't get the action, could not load action profile from trigger plus profile subtype ID. So depending on what that profile subtype ID is, that's probably going to tell you why it won't. Other than open to the log file in Visual Studio Code and then look to see what kicked an error. Yeah, so it'll say that error, and then this profile subtype ID, which large defense station action F. So yeah, I would have to get the mod, which honestly wouldn't take too long, but for an example, if we go into Reavers data, I think it's under his encounters. Yeah, common triggers. I don't know if any of these will have something similar, but he has these named based off of like what they do. So I guess ramming would be considered an action. Yeah. So actions, Reaver action ramming. And then you have Reaver condition ramming. Reaver action ramming. Ramming is true. Use chat broadcasts. Chat ramming, and then it chats over the Reaver growl. But it would be something similar to this in that one. Yeah. Now, if you're not the mod author, I would highly suggest seeing if you can get a hold of them or put it in their discussions on the Steam Workshop. Just tell them, hey, I'm having this error from this trigger. Here's the error itself. You can usually put it right in there. I don't have it up anymore. Which mod is that?
When he's having error.
Yeah.
New on NBC will let you know.
Okay. It's the UTC fleet. Is that what you said?
I think it's the IMDC encounter mod.
IMDC.
Which is by Shooting Man Gold. Do you just want me to just type in MES as the first one? There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to just go into discussions or comments, discussions would probably be better because you can start a new discussion and just put that right into it. And the mod author should get a hold of you or reply to you in there. He's got a bunch of comments, so
That he might be doing a different one.
yeah. But it looks like he does reply. So, I mean,
You're gonna see.
he's active. So he can either fix it or at least know about the error or at least give you some tips on what's going on for that error to come up. That way, maybe it's just an area you're in or too many asteroids around you or something like that. Or maybe a file in the mod has just been corrupted by accident or something. Because when was the last? Yeah, I mean, he's had 7 change notes, the last one being on the 17th. So, and it looks like a couple of them are spawn issues, but who knows?
Are you using the BMC mod, or are you using Sarge's mod?
I have most of the encounter mods loaded. Oh, well, that could be part of it.
Yeah, if you have too many MES mods,
they can start to, yeah, they start to mess with each other a little bit.
I usually find about 5 or 6 is, or like 7 maximum is a good range.
Yeah.
Before things start going funky. But yes, I did the same thing when I started. It's like every MES mod, all of them.
I want all of the NPCs.
This was back when there was only like 20 of them.
Only?
Yeah. Only.
Yeah.
Think about it. Probably at least 50 of them. 50 unique MES mods that I can think of fairly easily.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, you type in MES alone and it's page after page of them. Oops, not EMS. That's a whole different category. Yeah.
Where's the ass earlier? Actually had it on the screen. And some of the older mods aren't even listed under MES.
No. They have their, like, full long name associated with them.
Great Log, Reavers, Terrors of the Verse, stuff like that.
Yeah. Independent contractors, previously, yada yada. But, yeah, I mean, just leave a comment or discussion under the actual mod, and they should get a hold of you. They'll probably ask you a bunch of generic questions like I did, so don't feel insulted or get upset if they do ask you those, because they want that same kind of information that you have or that you're giving me. Yeah, so copy paste that OIPC Asgard blah 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 after the actions colon, and then you should be able to just put it up in your search and see if anything comes up similar to that. Actually, farther down it should have that exact action in it, because I've noticed a lot of them you put that same thing in the behavior itself, so you should be able to find it in that same file. Dun, 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 I forget what I was doing. Oh, target profiles.
Behaviors, yeah.
I just smacked the piss out of my mic. I apologize. Went to take my glasses off because they're dirty as shit. And now I can't see with them off. So you get to stare at this screen for a second. Pull it in. Soak it in. Whatever you want to do. Is that clean? Somewhat? Kind of? I don't know how, but I clean my glasses like 3-4 times a day, and I always end up with like a grease spot, or oil spot, or something right in the middle. All day, multiple times a day.
Probably you had something in your eye and you tried to get it out and accidentally hit your glasses.
That is very possible. Lord knows it is.
Definitely done that. Well,
Why are you not being found as an SBC? Or loading as one? Yeah, so you would go down to trigger F and see what exactly it's supposed to be doing. Bugs fly inside all the time. I haven't had that issue too much. Where I grew up, I did. Grew up out of the back country. The fact that you're not being found as an SBC file is really kind of fucking annoying at the moment. Yeah, no problem. Sorry I couldn't help more. It's just without really knowing the mod too well and knowing what those ships kind of exactly do, or stations what they do. It's hard to say. But yeah, it's just something with the trigger that's... It's either finding an error trying to do the trigger, or it's finding an error and not even being able to try to do it. So it's just a matter of figuring out what that is. But the mod author should definitely be able to figure it out. Alrighty. Get something to drink here. Stay hydrated. So we have to rename our behaviors here. We will just call this Ronin generic. Enemy players. And then Ronin generic enemy grids. It's a large defense station that has a busload of turrets and spawns attack drones. Fair. Trigger F is not in this file. Well, that could be part of the problem. It could just be missing. Or it's somewhere. Honestly, like I said, I would just take that exact thing. Where was it? This. The OIPC-Asgard-large yada 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 action F. Whatever editor you're using, whether it's Visual Studio Code like me or Notepad++, if you have the whole folder open, search this term, what's called a subtype ID or that tag, whatever you want to call it, and see if it pops up anywhere. That will, it'll kind of narrow it down and you can see if it is somewhere. And you'll be looking for one that shows what right here in subtype ID. And then that will tell you where it's at. So then, yeah, drag the whole folder into a workshop or a workspace, they call it now. whatever. Kind of like how I have them here. And you can go through the entire folder. You can even narrow it down to files to include and put in the file location in here or the folder location, so it's not searching everything if you have a bunch of them open. Comes in handy. Ronin generic enemy grids, long range. Ronin generic enemy players. And then enemy grids. Okay, so let's go back to behavior rover, and we want to change. Actually, we can just delete that and change this to Ronin. Control C that. I need to go the other way. What was that? Oh, that's their triggers. Okay. I don't know if I want triggers.
Depends on what you do. Is it
Maybe.
just summoning drones, or is it?
I don't know. The triggers are usually what? Yeah. WTT generic trigger, spurt target acquired chatter.
Okay, so
I mean, I guess we could do some chatter with it. I don't necessarily know. Trigger crashed, compromised, no weapon, shut down, escort slot.
yeah.
So, I guess it has something if any one of those happen. Not necessarily.
Yeah, because when the rovers inevitably flip nowadays, they have a message that pops up in the chat that says a rover has been disabled.
Yeah. Where the hell did he put his triggers then? I don't know what kind of shit is this? Two 633106070. Oh, fair enough. 3 files in trigger profiles. So you're gonna look for the one that has that same text in between a subtype ID. If that makes sense. Because like here, if I go to escort drone trigger request escort slot, and it's after it triggers, if I search for it throughout, of course, just my luck, it doesn't fucking find anything. Because he probably doesn't have that anywhere. You would find it. Or here, we'll do it this way. It's the same concept. This is the target data that we just did. Ronin generic enemy grids. If we search for that up there, you're going to look for the one that says subtype ID. And that will take you and give you the description of what it's doing. Hopefully that makes sense. But now I'm also realizing that he doesn't have his triggers here somewhere. Does he have his triggers? No, he doesn't. I thought so. He's cargo, though. Okay, that makes sense. Because if we look for that, I think that's the name of one of his cargo containers. The one that says starts ready true, that's the only one. Starts ready true. Is it just repeated in 3 different files then? Because you should have that. I mean, then again, it could be something like this, where technically the triggers for tire thieves isn't a thing, apparently. Even though Nari said they do have things that happen when they crash.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think I've ever seen weapon disabled or anything like that. Only rover has been disabled, which would be crashed.
Or shut down. Let's try defense drone trigger crashed. Nope.
See which in right now.
Huh?
Only in the behaviors rover SBC, which you're currently in. Huh?
Right. Where I found it. Oh. That's where his wreck cargo WTT. Why didn't I find that? Oh, I see why it's not finding it. Oops. Now I found it.
Okay.
Whoops.
Mistype something? Spelled
I still had the files to include and files to exclude buttons tagged. So
yeah, super ton of data, but
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, no, you have nothing that says that in the files you've selected because you have no files selected. That makes sense. Yeah, so you would find it like this. It would have the subtype ID, trigger crashed, and then you'd be able to see the different stuff that it does. So this one's type is a timer, use trigger true, starts ready false, min cooldown, max actions, action execute all. Conditions is that crashed. Actions is that one. So he has that in his rover's behaviors, which means, do we have that in our rover's behavior? I doubt it. I really doubt it.
trigger back.
I probably should have half of that, to be honest with you. There's the autopilot. Will you go up here? Because that is your behaviors rovers. Here's my behavior rovers, which is really tiny. So he has his defense drone trigger crashed, which looks like a lot of things are using, which is right here. So this one's toggling blocks off. defense drone chat crashed, which the chat message is a rover has crashed. Very simple. You know what?
Chicken butt?
Yeah, kind of. I am going to do something kind of cheeky here. And just fucking yoink his whole behaviors thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel bad doing it, but it has everything we're gonna need. I mean...
Yeah. No point in reinventing the wheel.
Exactly. I mean, I probably won't need the escorts, because we don't have any cargo rovers yet.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Make sure you have that all files to include and files to exclude turned off. That was my issue there, that I didn't find it. So just make sure you have that. Don't feel bad. I mean, I kind of do, because somebody went through the work of doing this, and I'm like sitting here going, it's stuff I want. It's stuff I am gonna do anyway.
I hate to copy your homework, but
right.
At least
I
make
mean,
it a little different.
I can get rid of these and pretty much all of that. I don't need those. Because, I mean, if we're going to have multiple rovers, we're going to need a bunch of this stuff anyway. And really the only thing we would change is, like, the different triggers for them, which we can go through and change them as we need to. So...
Change the messages and stuff like that.
Right. So, I mean... most I do is go to WTT, change all occurrences... change the Ronin. And then I think there's the Millie as well. Oh, apparently not in this one. Why am I having it? Oh, that's just the color red. Okay. I hate when they do that. Goddamn. The only thing I gotta watch is, now that I've changed the name of a bunch of stuff, if we go... Right. So... see, like this one. Ronin generic, target profile enemy grids. If we grab this... and look at all the occurrences of it, make sure none of them target profile enemy grids, long range, and that's all target data, so we want to make sure ours matches that. Ronin generic enemy grids, Ronin generic enemy players, Ronin generic enemy grids long range. Target profile enemy grids. Which we don't want. Enemy grids long range. Right? I just tried to make the drone follow me, and I used the new AI blocks. It was easier than I thought. Yes, it is, actually.
For a follow me drone, that's pretty simple, yeah.
Follow me drones are fun. We had one that carried parts for us. It wasn't very much because it was like a single small cargo container. Or a
No, it was
medium.
a
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it could only hold like 500 plates, so.
No. So.
But it was
We could
funny.
have made it a little bit more advanced so that whenever his inventory got emptied out, he went over and filled up 500 more plates, but.
Yeah, but the station we were working in, it was very tight, and he was kind of following me through hallways. And
Yeah.
he would have had, it would have taken him longer to find his way out and back in than it would for me to use the stuff that he brought.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta make this full screen for a minute because we have to take this one and move it over here. So that way I know I'm looking at the right things. Ronin generic, target profile, enemy grids. Ronin generic. Okay. So yes, I do want to change all occurrences. And we want to get rid of the target profile part. Because Ronin generic enemy grids, Ronin generic enemy grids. Now, if I search for all of this, we go through again, Ronin generic enemy grids, enemy grids, enemy grids, enemy grids long range. That is correct. Enemy grids, enemy grids. That's just white. All right, cool. Yeah, so we had the little follow buddy, right? And he used to, well, I don't want to say used to because it lasted all of about an hour.
He lasted more than that. I don't think he lasted more than a single session, but
yeah,
no,
it was an hour. It was at least one stream session. He became more of a nuisance than anything. He'd get caught on like wall edges and into corners and put himself in timeout and all that. It was kind of funny, but he would go around and just stare at you. We put it to where he had one of the emotion LCDs on him, and he had this like big smiley face on him, and when he ran low on parts, he would change faces and all that fun stuff. It was cool. He looked like a what did we name him? I forget. But I know we made him before Keen came out with their little buddy thing. Now, Tire Thieves. You had your target profiles in there, and you had your triggers in your files. So, I don't need a separate triggers for you. I will just have to remember you're in there. Because, like, Reavers has a whole folder for just triggers.
One of them is definitely linked to a sound file so that they can scream at you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I do not remember what he was called, and I didn't make a blueprint of him.
Yeah, I think he was more of like a running joke than anything. but I believe we might have rover stuff.
Now with the broadcast controller, we can say things to you too.
Oh yeah, we should definitely make a new follow buddy. You think I can make a follow buddy for MES that makes you like, it just comes to you and circles around you?
As long as it's spawn neutral, yeah. So, there'd have to be some way of getting the player ID. So, like, you would have to use the defense block to lock onto a grid and get the player ID from the grid, and then set his follow me behavior to follow player X.
I just thought of a funny idea.
Oh.
Could have a like a follow me buddy, and instead of like full of parts and just staring at you, just have it fall out of the sky like 100 meters above your head. And as it gets closer, it like screams and is like, "Look out below!" and just slams into the ground.
I can't stop! I can't stop! I can't stop! I can't stop! Help! Help!
Just have a timer that repeats it like every second.
Buddy drone online, coming in from low orbit. Ah! I can't stop! I can't stop! I can't stop! Help! Help!
Because if I'm not mistaken, the event controller does, or not the event, yeah, the event controller has an altitude change, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you set it at like 1,000 meters, and then as it gets to like 800, it sends out like the coming in for landing, and then at like 600, it's like parachutes failed, and
Actually, if it was just going to drop on your head, you wouldn't need to do any, follow mode stuff. You would just have to set it to intercept, just make it a missile.
well, I would have to send it to intercepts with like at least a single thruster, because
Well, yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't have to do the drone behavior where it follows a player. You wouldn't have to do all the rigmarole to get it to follow, and you would just make it a missile, basically.
yeah, that's
Comes
true.
up and screams that it can't stop and that its parachutes have been disabled and
Right.
lost a wing and lost another wing and there go my wheels and
Basically, I'm just removing that one mod so I don't have random MES spawns going on when I'm trying to spawn things.
the entire thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be kind of funny. Have just a buddy bot fall from the sky. Just it breaks apart. You see like multiple containers worth of like steel plates, metal grids over here, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Because you can set the spawn distance on MES to be really short, can't you? So that things just basically spawn on your head.
I can do yeah.
That would be even.
What? There's not an error loading the world.
Would you break?
Nothing. It's being stupid. The only error loading the world is because I canceled it the first time. What are you making anyway?
I'm making a small jump ship, like kind of a scout, strong unknown signal hunter.
Oh,
So just something really tiny that when an unknown signal pops up, you can run out there, jump to it, see what it has, and then jump back.
what time is it? 1:10.
It is 1 o'clock. 1:10. So I'm just debating about whether or not I should put large thrusters on the back. I don't know how heavy this thing is going to be, so just building a small scout ship that jump drive. Technically, it's for hunting down strong unknown signals, but it could be used for other purposes.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I did throw a remote on it, so if we put it in, but at this point, unarmed and everything.
Right. Why was there an error, and what log are you talking about?
Might be an error with the... And then it crashed. Perfect.
But I exited... Oh, okay. Sure. I exited the game. That's what I'm going to put.
Yep.
I was on my own screen. What? Oh. No way. Oh, I tell you. What is the logs? I forget. Saves. Rover tests. Can't remember. Maybe not. Of course, it might be in the actual this stuff. Common. That's Space Engineers too, not that one. This one. Not here. Stop it. I honestly don't know.
See what crashed it?
Yeah. I forget what the logs are. Hold on. One momento.
Hey Google, where are the logs for when I crash Space Engineers? The cause of a crash in Space Engineers can be due to insufficient battery power, a lack of hydrogen. No, that's not what I'm talking about!
Right.
When the game crashes!
You know, the one where I do the thing, I was like, no, not really. Well, too bad. Like, okay. Glad we got that figured out. Apparently it's literally just called a Space Engineers .log file, which gives me high hopes. Actually, yeah. It's also from 2 days ago. Oh no, here we go. 111. All the way down. Eh? Hi, Nakor. How are you? And why are you lost?
Taken a purple ship before? No, you did.
What?
Oh, love bound. Oh, yeah, we're talking a lot of tech because we're talking about the MES mod.
Oh.
A lot of gibberish. I don't really understand what Phonic's talking about either, but I understand MES from a player perspective, so I guess that works.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I'm looking for the crash log for why my game's not wanting to load the save, and it looks like it might be because of an error I have in one of my files I did? Question mark?
Yeah.
Which is very possible. I did do just like enough extra 8 files, so. We are. Yeah, this one's not. Behavior rover target profiles. Did I not do the right one? Where am I at? Target profiles. Yeah, that's right. Oh, no. Hat. Oops. I missed it. Yeah, I had it. I forgot the opening thing. That'll do it. Yeah. Because now if we go into it registers it as an SBC, which I was wondering why it wasn't doing that before. So that it definitely is now. Squad conditions, rovers doing it.
Prefabs.
Yep. That's our factions. Let's go into our spawn groups because I did forget to do that actually. Or prefab data. And I will put our drones into here, or our rovers into here. Prefabs, NPC dash. I don't even need to do this. Because I had them. I had them right here. Oops. This one. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. We want space engineers. Export. No. I just want the name. Thank you. And then we put it right there. Oh, that's why it looks funny. Go away. And then we have our Scorpion. BEA. Beautiful. Alright. Should be all set. Everything is saved. Right? Right. Cool. Awesome. Close that. Load up Space Engineers again. Don't break my ship. Yeah, because the log was telling me, it was like, yeah, there's what does it say? Exception occurred at line 1, space 1, and I'm like, but that's where you define it's an XML. How do I mess up defining it's an XML? Turns out I forgot the little opening bracket. Had literally space 1, first thing you type in. Powered by V-Rage. Now, may I go into my own game, please? Edit settings. Let's make sure that mod is still taken out. It is. Beautiful. Like it. Love it. Let's try it this time. I just realized with the strike and like horsefly things messing up for the drones, you really can't make reavers anymore.
Still work. So, but they must spawn them differently. Because when they spawn the 2 or 3 little ships, with one big and the one small, they do both attack you. They don't have reavers that run away right now, that I've noticed. It must not be like actual escorts, or they must have a different set of behaviors or something.
I also haven't tested reavers. I kind of just got their file so I could look at how they did things. But I haven't tried spawning any of them in and seeing if the drones do come after you, or if they even come after you.
Oh yeah, they do.
They still do?
Oh yeah.
Wonder how. Hey, my game actually loaded. Now I gotta wait 10 years to let everything load in. Cool. Where is my F8? It is here. Oh yeah, I still gotta put AI drone stuff on those. I forgot about that. Helipad.
I thought you weren't going to put a brain because you wanted to test the...
No, on the other drone ships.
Oh. Yeah.
I'll do that in between episodes sometime. It doesn't take that long. Oh, too far. Oop. Let's make sure I'm not in a ship. Okay, I'm not. Spawn my guy right there. Oh yeah, I forgot this pad was like destroyed by some random entity at some point. Yeah. I have a comms relay. Apparently the research facility and a mining outpost. Okay, that's fine. Let's do MES.GESAP, and if you have not seen us do that before, it basically just stands for Get Eligible Spawns at Position. Meridian was nice enough to shorthand it, so I don't have to type all of that out in camel case. But it sends it to your clipboard, which means I can... we'll just do it up here. New text file. Control print. So, if we did it right, we have our installations and ships. But we don't have the rovers in there. Why not?
Prefab file?
Huh?
Did you put them in the prefab file?
Yep.
Okay. And you assign them to planetary ships, right?
Did I put them in? That's Tire Thieves. I don't want theirs. Spawning, rover, yeah, Scorpion, and Maclite Fuel. Spawn groups. No, I want you down here. Because didn't I put it... Let's say cargo ships. Yeah. Stop it. Spawn condition profiles. Rover conditions. What? That would do it. Oh. Ronin rover spawn conditions. Atmospheric cargo ship, true. Custom path, faction owner. That could be one reason. There's no faction of that kind. Skip air density check, min gravity, max gravity, no combat phase, use threat level check. And it is Ronin Rover, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, and that's the only one we have. Oh, that one's still melee. That one's faction owner is Ronin. Okay, so let me save. Because I have it in there. So I shouldn't need it under this. Okay. So that's exit, save, because I want to stay there. And let's see what happens. I wonder if I have to be on the ground.
Well,
Do the tire thieves ever spawn when you're like flying around?
no. I've never seen a tire thief spawn when I wasn't
Already on the
over.
ground?
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be part of it.
Possible.
Because now that I'm thinking about it,
Does MES check for height when spawning vehicles?
it can. Because that's spawn condition. Spawn goods rovers. I guess it only checks for min gravity, max gravity. Never mind. Just a matter of time.
Oh.
Let's see. It could just be how I have the rover files too. Like the actual model files. In like a rovers folder. Instead of like just ships or drones or something like that.
Right, so it doesn't know where to find them yet.
Oh hey, a priest-like gunship spawned. I didn't tell you to do that. Can I have like daytime, please? Thank you. Alright,
There should be a way to temporarily disable a ship from spawning, isn't there? Like in normal C++, there's the double slashes to make comments. You can comment it out.
Yeah, XML has it. I'm just not too worried about it. Hey, there we go. I think it was the factions thing. So let's grab your mech light fuel. Let's go delete our priest gunship. Where'd you go? There you are. I like how you're just veering off into the distance. And then slash MES dot spawn What is it? Planetary cargo ship?
That should.
That's that one. There it is. And it's well, kind of driving around.
Yeah. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. It's not a fast vehicle. I set it to a low speed, so.
Let's see what happens when I spawn myself over here. Am I targetable?
You change that. Oh yeah, and it's turning right for you.
Trying to.
That's. Yeah, they don't have a great turning radius.
Well, I mean, it is a rover. It's not a ship.
That is working exactly as it is supposed to. Except it's not firing too well.
That was too low. Ow!
Oh,
Stop
now
it.
it's firing more. Yeah. So it is not using the forward guns.
Does it have forward guns?
Yeah, it's got a Gatling on each side.
Oh, I'm probably too high for those to hit me. Or even be shot at me. Plus we have it as use static guns, no. So I mean I can turn that to true.
Critical.
Well, the brain has used your static guns for aiming, so I don't know if it's conflicting, but yeah, we could try to set it to true, because yeah, they should turn and use their guns.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's one. Let's try the Scorpion, see what it does. I'm kind of worried about the crane on the Scorpion. As much as I love it and it looks cool, it's very in the way. It is a big rover, but it's kind of that crane is just bouncy and can cause a lot of problems. It's just parabolic antenna.
Forgot that name.
Yeah.
It did spawn in correctly?
It spawned. We're about to find out if correctly.
Yeah.
F8's faster. Once I figure out where it's at, there it is. Good morning, Marcin Kozera. Okay, well, it did spawn correctly. It's just being kind of stupid. It hit a tree. God damn it. Why does mine have to be the stupid one? Good morning to you, Marcin. Hopefully that's how you say your name. Hope you had a good evening. Whatever it happens to be for you.
Well,
can I just give
yeah, teleport there and running down the tree.
Ow, 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 ow.
Is it shooting you already?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now mine doesn't turn towards me, so yours is probably the right way to do it.
Yeah, so maybe you're under gyro. Because I built mine off of the tire thieves ones that are always way over gyroed.
Ow, stop it.
And into a tree again.
I know. Yeah, but we know it's not turning towards me, so.
Yeah. So, can you set gyro modifier per individual grid? Just for the group.
I believe it was per grid. Yeah.
Because if you could do that, then you could set your Scorpion to have a gyro modifier. Assuming you have a gyro on there at all.
It was per assault rover modifier. I might be able to do that individually, though.
Or we can just grab the Scorpion and add 3 more gyros to it.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that'd probably be better. It's
Yeah.
easier to replace the SBC than it is to change that stuff, so oddly enough. Okay, well, we can figure that out. Nice. So we got 2 working rovers. Well, 1.5.
Yeah.
And they seem to be doing okay, though. I mean, pathing is a little iffy with rovers, but then again, I guess
It is period with rovers.
well, the ships. I hate to say it, but the ships are exactly the same. They just have nothing to run into.
Yeah.
That's why they look a little better than the rovers. I could see that, though. Okay, so let me go back to the... Yeah, I'll go back to the one I have spawned in. Dun, 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 dun.
The ship you have spawned in?
The Scorpion. Oh god, there we go. The one I spawned in to make a copy of.
Gotcha.
There we go. There you are.
Fuel critical.
Hello, my juicy friend. Did you set their gyro override?
No. I set it to just it's just like adding multiple gyros to a ship for a 360 no-scope fighter. You just add a bunch of gyros. You don't have to set them to override or anything.
Okay. So I just need more, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Hmm.
You need enough gyro to turn the rover from a dead stop to pivot on the spot like tanks do, like you're running a tank skill.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, depending on how heavy the rover is, will determine how many gyros you need. So, like the Polywog is probably going to need like 20.
Yeah, that's true. How much does your ship weigh?
Not much.
31.9.
Fuel
Not
critical.
terrible.
Yeah.
And mine is 34.6. So how many gyros do you have? 3?
4, I think. You'll have to look in the control panel to be sure, but I think it's 4.
1, 2, 3, 6.
6. I don't know if that's more gyros than you need or just enough. So I did try it with lower amounts of gyros and just threw on enough to I thought it would work and tested it. I didn't min-max the number of gyros, so
Yeah, because I have 1.
but it's not gonna be enough.
No. Then again, I was building for a regular rover when I made this, so...
Yeah. If you ended up on your back, there would do it. But yeah, if you cut out those lines and replace them with conveyor, armored conveyors, and you just line that with gyros, that would be plenty. Oh, it's 4 units. It should be plenty.
Lord knows this rover needs an update anyway.
Yes, it doesn't have a microwave.
This is true. It's blasphemous. That makes 5.
Like I said, try it with 5 first. I didn't count the number of gyros I needed. I threw a bunch of gyros on it and then seen if it was enough.
Oh, and let me change its antenna real quick too.
Oh yeah, that would help.
Yeah. Let me grab this. There it is. Cool. So, Control C. Replace, yes. And then F11. Actually, I need to get rid of the original one first. Will you be? There you are. Already highlighted for me. Delete that. F11, export. Now, if we go back to that, there it is. We copy that one. Go up here, go to mods, MES, data, spawning, prefabs, rover. Delete those. Paste in the new one. I want to see something. Since I only changed the file and not technically the name. Oh, no, never mind. It won't matter. I was going to say maybe I don't have to restart the save, but I do. Because Space Engineers makes a cache of the mod, not the uses the actual mod. So.
Right.
Which I find very weird. Well, let me find out real quick. You know what? Doesn't hurt to try.
Crash report.
Nope, it's still the parabolic antenna. So.
Yeah. That tracks.
Yep. Stuck on a hill anyway. Why would you spawn there?
I think it might have spawned a few meters
Down
back.
there.
Yeah, then ran up the hill and got caught on the craggies.
We really should have like a terrain watcher or something.
Well, I mean, this is why they recommend installing smooth voxels with it, the rover mod.
Oh.
Because then
you don't get that issue.
Right.
Makes sense. It all makes sense now. But I should be able to just go right back into the save, as long as I saved what I did, which is very possible that I did not. So let me double check that. I didn't change anything. Never mind. Let's do it again. Meteor impact craters can leave valuable resources. Yeah, they can also leave giant potholes that you have to then try to fix so your game doesn't crash.
Peace over. Yeah. I think I should be done.
Whoops.
Needs a name.
Needs a name.
Turned out. Yeah, it's currently just called Unknown Signal Chaser, so.
Oh, that's fair. Real quick, Do a once around it. Chat, come up with a name for it. I doubt anyone will say anything. No one ever says anything. We need a name for the ship. Or Nari needs a name for the ship.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys think.
Building ships I can do. Naming them? No. That's not.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks really like one of my ships.
One of what ships?
I have to... The Beetle. One of the ships I named a Beetle. It's an Explorer. It's similar in shape, not exactly like detail, but like my nacelles are different, but the overall shape is similar.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of it.
It's fairly small.
I'll spawn it in real quick once this game loads and show you.
280,000 kilograms. So, like I said, tiny.
Yeah.
I definitely need to go in and program everything.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. All the little tweaks you do after you got your ship built and fly it and figure out what's not working. So.
Yeah. This was before I started my new naming scheme. It's actually where I was brainstorming it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Somewhat similar.
Yeah. It's pretty similar. Yeah, see, I was debating on whether or not I needed the large thrusters on the back. I'm gonna try landing and taking off down first.
Yeah, only one way to find out. Alright, so let's make sure we have our spawns. MES get eligible spawn at position. That saves to the clipboard. We go to said clipboard, select all, and paste. Cool, so we still have our stuff. Let's see if my somewhat kind of retarded scorpion wants to play nice this time. Control C. That's what it is. It just didn't have the rover brain.
Yeah. That's actually a possibility considering how the drones act.
Yeah, honestly, it really does make sense. Especially if that part of the drones is kind of broken for some reason. And hey, it actually says Scorpion, but it's part of the Space Pirates. Why is that a thing? Why are you part of Space Pirates?
Yeah, Space Pirate.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
If you set the faction order correctly.
Yeah, probably.
Or you forgot to set the faction and it spawned in as Space Pirates.
Yeah.
Or can Space Pirates steal any spawn now?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You son of a bitch, you hit another tree. Never fails. Ow!
Oh, it's shooting at you. Is it turning towards you?
It's trying. It's definitely turning, but it's got the turning radius.
Your wheel friction is still too high. What's your wheel friction set?
Default.
Yeah, that's way too high. You need to drop your wheel friction down to 10.
Oh, hey, if you get in them, it stops them, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Wheel friction... Yeah, friction's at 100% because this was a moon rover.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to turn there.
So let's try 10.15. Oh no, I'm sorry. It hit a tree. That's why it stopped. Son of a bitch. Oh yeah, no. It can turn now. Almost. Relatively easily. I do think I limited its wheel turning, but if it's using gyros, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, it might need a little bit more gyro because it is still pretty ponderous, but it's working correctly.
I might be able to fit one more gyro on it.
Fuel low.
One or two.
I'd say you should probably also increase the speed to like 30.
Huh?
You should also upgrade the speed to like 30% of override. It seems a little slow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
The
you're
rovers
actually...
are really hard to get away from. They keep hitting trees, so...
Yeah, especially that one. Alt F10, let's go to the entity list. Let us find... Oh, I forgot we have a search function now, which is so nice. There's still another... Oh, I forgot I put one over in the MES area. Hello there. Alright, so let's try getting one more gyro in here. That's the thing. Really isn't much space for you, is there? You know what? I'll put you right there.
Is a perfectly valid place for a gyro on a rover.
Yep. I mean, because I could put like two more here too. Fuck it. It's free.
Yeah.
And mine weighs more than yours. Okay, so let's do wheel friction down to... Yeah, we'll do 30. And then we have gyros. I forgot I put outriggers on this thing.
On the Scorpion?
Yeah. For when it's using the crane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got one there, and then... Thought I had some in the back. Might not. I guess not. But yeah. Okay, so I did the wheel friction. And I did the gyros. I don't think there's anything else, was there?
No.
It should be it.
30 feels a little high, but go ahead and test it. For wheel friction.
I
was talking about speed.
Oh, the speed. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
No, I
thought you were trying different friction settings to test the turning radius.
Speed limit is up to 64 kilometers an hour. Let's make that like 90. And then friction down to what, 10?
Yeah, around 10%. Seemed to work pretty well for the back truck.
Okay. That'll work.
And then you didn't set the propulsion override.
Yeah, I did.
No, it says 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were going to set it to 30, so it was a little faster.
Oh. Whoops. The speed limit is what I changed.
Which might be all it needs, because, I mean, I don't know how limited, whether or not you were hitting 64 kilometers an hour on it for.
I doubt it. But not going the full 100% propulsion could definitely be accounted for that too. So.
Negative 30, not negative 20.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You'll spin in circles.
Right. There we go. And then, yeah. I think that's good. It doesn't use the wheels, does it?
No. They have to be on and functional, but...
Right, but I mean, it's not trying to steer the wheels, is it?
No. You can turn the steering and everything off if you want to.
Okay, yeah, because the only reason I ask is because I have the steering angle on a lot of them adjusted. Looks like I set them all at like 20%, actually.
Well, 20% is the default steering angle.
Is it? I thought it was closer to like 35 or 40.
No. The default steering angle is 20.
Tells you how much.
You adjust the wheels on your rovers.
Yep. Or just build rovers in general anymore. Okay. So, Control C. We are going to replace the Scorpion. And then we gotta make sure that folders doesn't have those. So the rover does not. We want this one to be export. Delete. F11, export to clipboard. There it is. Control C, Control V. Nice. Okay. Now we will do it. Huh?
Did your base copy shoot it to? Or did you just run into it?
Oh, I just ran into it. Go back here. Exit one last time. And hopefully this rover works.
I think it probably will. It's pretty close to working, so just need a little bit more gyro and friction and speed set right.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if you could do the same thing with like drone rovers.
drone what?
Rovers. Put like the AI controllers on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they work like they normally would.
I mean, it should be possible with my rover brain I built.
Because you use the AI blocks, don't you?
Uh-huh. Yep. The brain that I built had the AI blocks. And
Now is
just little flat modes on in every direction so that it could figure out how to drive, but...
Now, do you have a defense or offensive?
Yeah. Offensive and defensive. So, because you need the... with the straight rover brain, you need the offensive controller.
Yeah.
So that you can do a point at enemy.
Oh. I gotcha.
So...
Because I was going to say, if you put the... Similar to how I did Eisen and your drone, or well, your drone, anyway.
The
Have
dragonfly?
have the defensive block trigger the offensive,
Yeah.
and then have the offensive set to circle and orbit
Mm,
with a rover.
maybe. It would need to be tested. I set it for hit and run. Was that what I set the AI attack block to?
Ah, okay.
So,
I mean, to be fair, mine. Oops, sorry. Mine with just the remote control is working.
right.
So I don't know why the other ones don't. Because like even Ember wasn't doing it.
Right.
Then again, I don't know. Well, no, they would still use the regular MES. I don't know. It's very weird. Unless MES has had an update recently. Have they?
Not that I know of. Check. Dated the 26th of April this year. So, not recently, but the last couple of months.
Yeah, that was before.
The work update.
Yeah. Oh, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, reverted escort profile changes. Revert them again.
Yeah. And then the
It's still
last
broken.
one is screaming, so.
Yeah. It's still broken. I wonder if anybody has said anything. The mod doesn't work. It doesn't spawn ships. Oh,
No, it spawns ships, they just run away with instead of fighting.
right.
I don't know. I'm not part of his Discord.
I'm part of both of his. Well, his as far as the Ares at War one. And then I'm part of Modular Encounters too. So, but they don't have any announcements.
I mean, he probably has a bug tracking channel on the MES Discord.
He has a what?
Probably has a bug tracking channel, doesn't he?
On MES, let me see. Not that I see. I'm sure there's one in like somewhere part of it. But
Yeah.
okay. Let's see.
Yeah, you should even pull over.
And yes, chat, I do apologize, but I always check eligible spawns when I get back in, just in case something breaks.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't change anything.
It's here.
/MES dot spawn planetary cargo ship dot that one. And there it is. There's the Scorpion. Let's see how you do with... Oh, hey. There's one of Eisen's ships. How that got there?
You still haven't fixed those yet, huh? Or is that the one that crashed last time?
It's the one that crashed. Holy crap, U-turn.
Yep. Hey, it's a turn now.
Bring it on, motherfucker. That's funny watching this thing come at you. Really is like a little scorpion. Why are your wheels all weird?
Did turn off the parking brake, right?
Yeah, it's off.
Might just be a refresh rate.
It's a visual glitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe your friction's a little too low.
Yeah, might be.
That's okay. I kind of like it that way, though, because it makes it look like it's backing down the hill. Trying to get a better angle. Kind of like it's trying to get a better angle to shoot at you.
Fuel low.
Nice.
Fuel critical.
I like it. We'll stick with it. And then a Dusty Susan spawns in as I'm doing that.
Yeah. She must have like,
yeah, you
yeah,
should
check
have.
her escorts. See if they're working right.
Come here. I only want to play. Oh, she doesn't have any escorts. Why not?
I mean,
She's supposed to have escorts.
that might be an MES thing where they don't always spawn. Sometimes the ship spawns by
Ow.
itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chance. I don't have a ship either, so she might not have just called for him. Or something of the like, I don't know. Or maybe the research facility. It'd be cool if she was going to the research facility. Oh, fuck you and your...
Well, we know that
inhibitor field.
parallax and stuff will go to stations. Is that default or?
I don't know, to be honest. Boing. Okay. Well, he's definitely working. I'm gonna get this unknown signal, and then we're probably gonna be going to bed. Of course, you flipped. Yeah. Flip over. Come on. Yeah.
Why you dragons?
Yep. Use your face.
Right. Just grab a scorpion and lift it up with the crane.
Yeah, I probably could. I got it.
That would be as fun.
Right. Oh, it would be as fun for me trying to remember how to use that thing. It was so complicated.
This one's a little missile, it looks like.
Where's your cargo? There it is. No, nothing useful. Okay.
A single missile, not even a gyroscope on this. How is it gyro?
You found a missile?
Yeah, one of the new unknown signals.
Oh.
Looks like a missile. Just an ion thruster, a cargo container, a battery sensor, and a broadcast controller and what on the.
But it was spinning without a gyro?
I think so. Either that or I was just flying around it in kind of an awkward manner. So.
Yeah. There we go. Alright. Well, we got 2 rovers going, so we can have more. We need to tell Eisen he needs 50 gyros on his rover.
50 gyros on the polywog.
Yep.
Yeah, tell him to find somewhere to squeeze them in.
Yep. I mean, he's got like 10 small batteries, so he should be able to replace some of them.
Well,
I think he's
be
doing
able
good.
to replace any. That's probably the only thing he's got powering his ship.
That's true.
Does he have a hydrogen engine on it at least?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Ah,
But it also means we can build more rovers.
Yep.
Which is fun. We also have a new cargo ship, like, kind of being built. Somewhat.
yeah.
But, no, we got a few more things in mind. A couple things to finish and
Fuel
touch
critical.
up, and then maybe add a couple others. We'll see. Maybe we'll take some community stuff for adding to the Ronin part, and then other factions we have to do. So we'll
Oh
see.
yeah, we do need to chest the dual factions stuff because we haven't done anything with that yet, have we?
Nope,
Okay.
we have not. We also still need to know what names we're gonna do for the other factions. So
Mm-hmm.
gotta figure that one out. But
The Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Alibaba Temple of the Shrine. It's been too long since I heard that song, so.
but with that, I am gonna call it a night. It's late. I want to go to bed. You all enjoy the rest of your night, the rest of your day, whatever it happens to be. Have fun. If you like what you see and want to come back, be sure to hit the follow button if you're on the Twitch side. YouTube side, hit the subscribe button. Both of them are completely free. The only thing you have to pay with is your time, and definitely come on back. I like talking to all of you. You guys give me suggestions. I can help solve any problems. Me and Nari, both of us have, at this point, I could probably say literally months of experience just in time on Space Engineer.
Yeah. Months, continual months, 24 hours a day.
Yeah. So, if you have any questions, feel free. Come on in, ask away, join us in the chats, and give us your suggestions too. We're looking for a couple of them, obviously. If you want to join the Discord and all of the awkwardness that it is in there, because, you know, a lot of it's people have gone back to school, people go back to work, you know, it gets quiet seasonally. So, if you want to come in, make it a little more lively, by all means, greatly appreciated. We're always there to chat. That's also down below, too. Both on the Twitch side and in the YouTube, it's going to be in the description. Or click that little linky link thing that Nari put in there. And thank you for the follow, Mr. TK50. Is that the same TK from the YouTube side? That'd be great. Greatly appreciated. Seriously. You guys are all wonderful people, and we really wouldn't be doing this without all of you. So, appreciate it. With that, though, I'm going to bed. You all have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everybody. I love how I got that notification as I changed screens.